if I told you that behind the smoothest voices and the most soulful ballads in R&B, there were stories the world didn't want to talk about? Stories of struggle, silence, and pain. At the height of their fame, these artists lit up the stage, but offstage, many were fighting a battle against a virus that was misunderstood, feared, and often hidden. From chart-topping legends to rising stars lost too soon, these are the 15 R&B icons whose lives were tragically cut short by AIDS. Their music lives on, even if they couldn't. 15. Sylvester James Jr. Known simply as Sylvester, he was a groundbreaking figure in disco and soul music, celebrated for his flamboyant stage presence and powerful falsetto. Born on September 6, 1947, in Los Angeles, Sylvester rose to fame in the late 1970s with iconic tracks like You Make Me Feel, Mighty Real, and Dance, Disco Heat. His music was a vibrant fusion of disco, gospel, and soul, which helped shape the sound of the disco era and influenced generations of artists. Sylvester was also a prominent figure in LGBTQ+ culture, openly embracing his identity during a time when it was rare in the music industry. His collaboration with producer Patrick Cowley was pivotal, blending electronic dance beats with his soaring vocals to create timeless dance anthems. On December 16, 1988, Sylvester died of AIDS-related complications, becoming one of the first major musicians to succumb to the disease. His death brought significant attention to the AIDS crisis within the entertainment world. 14. Jermaine Stewart. Jermaine Stewart was an American R&B and pop singer, best known for his 1986 hit, We Don't Have to Take Our Clothes Off, a catchy, upbeat anthem promoting self-respect and fun without the pressure of physical intimacy. Born on September 7, 1957, Stewart began his career as a backup dancer and singer for Shalimar before launching a solo career. His smooth, soulful voice and charismatic style earned him a devoted fan base during the 1980s. Despite his commercial success, Stewart's life was tragically cut short when he was diagnosed with AIDS. He battled the disease privately for several years and passed away on March 17, 1997, from AIDS-related liver cancer. Stewart's death highlighted the devastating impact of the AIDS epidemic on artists beyond the disco and dance scenes, touching the R&B and pop world deeply. 13. Frankie Knuckles. Frankie Knuckles, often hailed as the godfather of house music, was a legendary DJ and producer whose influence extended deeply into R&B and dance music. Born on January 18, 1955, Knuckles began his career in New York before moving to Chicago, where he helped pioneer house music in the 1980s. His innovative mixing of soulful R&B vocals with electronic beats created a new sound that revolutionized club culture worldwide. Knuckles produced and remixed tracks for major R&B artists, bridging the gap between underground dance music and mainstream R&B. Despite his towering influence, Knuckles' health declined due to complications related to HIV. He passed away on March 31, 2014, from diabetes-related issues exacerbated by HIV. His legacy remains vital in both R&B and electronic music circles. 12. Kenny Green. Kenny Green was the lead vocalist and primary songwriter for the R&B group Intro, which gained popularity in the early 1990s with hits like Come Inside and Love Thang. Born on February 17, 1969, Green's rich, emotive voice and heartfelt lyrics helped Intro carve out a niche in the new jack swing and contemporary R&B scenes. He was known for his ability to blend smooth melodies with raw emotional expression, making him a respected figure among peers and fans alike. In the late 1990s, Green publicly revealed his HIV-positive status, becoming one of the few R&B artists at the time to speak openly about the disease. His openness helped shed light on the impact of AIDS within the music community. Kenny Green died on October 1, 2001 from AIDS-related complications, leaving behind a powerful musical legacy. 11. Arthur Russell. Arthur Russell was an avant-garde cellist, composer, and singer whose work defied easy categorization, blending elements of R&B, disco, folk, and experimental music. Born on May 21, 1951, in Iowa, Russell moved to New York City, where he became a fixture in the downtown music scene during the 1970s and 1980s. His soulful voice and innovative approach to songwriting earned him a cult following. Russell's music often incorporated heartfelt R&B influences alongside his experimental soundscapes, creating a unique fusion that influenced many contemporary artists. Despite his critical acclaim, he struggled with health issues related to HIV and died on April 4, 1992, from AIDS-related causes. His posthumous releases have continued to inspire musicians across genres. 10. Patrick Cowley. Patrick Cowley was a trailblazing electronic musician and producer whose innovative work helped define the sound of disco and early electronic dance music. Born on October 19, 1950, in San Francisco, Cowley was a master of synthesizers and drum machines, crafting futuristic, pulsating beats that fused seamlessly with R&B and disco elements. He gained widespread recognition through his collaborations with Sylvester, producing dance floor anthems like You Make Me Feel, Mighty Real, that became staples of the disco era. Cowley's solo career was marked by his groundbreaking album Megatron Man, which showcased his visionary approach to electronic music production and his pioneering use of sequencers and synthesizers. His sound was ahead of its time, influencing the development of house and techno music. Tragically, Cowley died on November 12, 1982, from AIDS-related complications, making him one of the earliest prominent musicians to succumb to the epidemic. His legacy endures as a foundational figure in electronic and dance music history. 9. Tony Washington. Tony Washington was a former NFL player who transitioned into a career as a gospel and R&B singer, bringing a unique blend of athletic discipline and soulful artistry to the music world. Though details about his early life and football career are scarce, Washington became known in the 1980s and 1990s for his passionate vocal performances that fused spiritual gospel themes with contemporary R&B sounds. His music resonated with audiences seeking heartfelt and uplifting messages, wrapped in smooth melodies and rich vocal delivery. Washington's journey from professional sports to music was marked by determination and a deep connection to faith, which infused his recordings with emotional depth. Later in life, it was confirmed that he was HIV positive, and he passed away in the 1990s due to AIDS-related complications. Washington's story highlights the diverse backgrounds of artists affected by the AIDS crisis and the intersection of faith and music in his work. 8. David Cole. David Cole was a gifted producer, songwriter, and keyboardist, best known as one half of the powerhouse duo C+C Music Factory. Born on October 3, 1962, Cole played a crucial role in shaping the sound of early 1990s dance and R&B music, blending house, hip-hop, and pop elements into infectious hits. Alongside Robert Clivillés, Cole crafted chart-topping tracks like Gonna Make You Sweat, Everybody Dance Now, which became anthems in clubs and on radio worldwide. His polished production style and knack for catchy melodies helped C+C Music Factory dominate the dance music scene during their peak. Cole's musical talents extended beyond production. He was a skilled keyboardist and songwriter whose creative vision drove much of the duo's success. Tragically, Cole's life was cut short when he died on January 24, 1995, from spinal meningitis caused by AIDS. His passing was a significant loss to the music industry at the height of C+C Music Factory's influence. 7. Howard Rollins Jr. Howard Rollins Jr., born on October 17, 1950, was a prominent American actor and occasional singer, best known for his roles in the critically acclaimed film A Soldier's Story and the television series In the Heat of the Night. Rollins's powerful performances earned him an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor, showcasing his ability to portray complex characters with emotional depth. Despite his professional success, Rollins struggled with personal challenges, including battles with substance abuse, which he addressed publicly by seeking rehabilitation. In 1996, Rollins was diagnosed with AIDS-related lymphoma, a cancer linked to HIV infection. He passed away on December 8, 1996, at the age of 46. His family initially kept the AIDS diagnosis private, but it later became known that his death was related to the disease. Rollins's passing underscored the impact of AIDS beyond the music industry, affecting actors and artists across different entertainment fields during the epidemic's height. 6. Joe Bryant. Joe Bryant, born Bruce Wayne Campbell on December 14, 1946, was a pioneering glam rock artist whose soulful vocals and theatrical style influenced R&B and pop music circles, despite his primary association with glam rock. Emerging in the early 1970s, Joe Bryant was one of the first openly gay rock musicians signed to a major label, breaking ground in an era when LGBTQ+ visibility in music was rare. His self-titled debut album, combined glam rock's flamboyance with soulful vocal delivery, drawing attention for its boldness and originality. Joe Briath's career faced challenges due to the music industry's reluctance to fully embrace his identity and style. Tragically, he was among the first well-known musicians to die of AIDS, passing away on August 3, 1983, at the age of 36. His early death marked a significant moment in the history of the AIDS epidemic's toll on artists, especially those who were openly gay. 5. Ronald Winans. Ronald Winans was a member of the renowned Winans family, a gospel and R&B dynasty that significantly influenced contemporary gospel music. Born on June 30, 1956, Ronald contributed to the family's success through his vocal talents and songwriting within the Winans Group, which blended gospel's spiritual messages with R&B's soulful sound. The Winans family's music reached wide audiences, bridging sacred and secular music worlds. Ronald's health declined in later years, with reports indicating complications related to HIV/AIDS. He passed away on April 17, 2005. His death highlighted the presence of HIV/AIDS within gospel music circles, a community often less publicly associated with the epidemic. Ronald Winans' contributions helped shape modern gospel music's sound and reach, and his passing was mourned by fans and fellow musicians alike. 4. Kevin Fret. Kevin Fret was a Puerto Rican reggaeton and Latin trap singer, known for his distinctive blend of urban Latin music with R&B influences. Born on June 11, 1996, Fret was openly gay, breaking barriers in a genre often criticized for its machismo and homophobia. His music and public persona challenged norms within Latin urban music, advocating for LGBTQ+ visibility and acceptance. Fret's style incorporated smooth vocal delivery and emotional expression, reminiscent of R&B, setting him apart in the reggaeton scene. Rumors circulated about his HIV-positive status at the time of his death, though this was never officially confirmed. Tragically, Kevin Fret was murdered on January 10, 2019, at just 22 years old, cutting short a promising career. His death sparked conversations about violence against LGBTQ+ individuals in Latin America and the challenges faced by queer artists in the urban music industry. 3. Essex Hemphill. Essex Hemphill was an influential African-American poet, spoken word artist, and activist, born on April 16, 1957, in Chicago, and raised in Washington, D.C. Hemphill's work focused on the intersections of race, sexuality, and identity, particularly addressing the experiences of Black gay men. He was a prominent figure in the 1980s and 1990s art scene, contributing to documentaries like Tongues Untied and Looking for Langston, which explored Black queer identity. Hemphill's poetry was raw, poignant, and politically charged, often confronting homophobia within the Black community and racism within the LGBTQ+ community. In 1994, he openly wrote about living with AIDS in his poem Vital Signs. Despite rarely discussing his health publicly, Hemphill's condition deteriorated, and he died on November 4, 1995, from AIDS-related complications at age 38. His legacy includes groundbreaking literary work and activism that gave voice to marginalized communities during the AIDS crisis. 2. Julius Eastman. Julius Eastman was a pioneering composer, vocalist, and pianist born in 1940, known for blending R&B, gospel, and classical music into a unique and boundary-breaking style. Eastman's work challenged traditional genre boundaries, incorporating minimalism with soulful and spiritual elements. He was a bold and outspoken figure in the avant-garde music scene during the 1970s and 1980s, often confronting issues of race, sexuality, and identity through his compositions and performances. Despite his innovative contributions, Eastman struggled with poverty and homelessness later in life. His health declined due to AIDS-related illness, and he died in 1990 at the age of 49. Eastman's music has since been rediscovered and celebrated for its originality and emotional power, influencing contemporary composers and musicians who continue to explore the intersections of classical and popular music traditions. 1. Wayne Cooper. Wayne Cooper was a vocalist known primarily for his falsetto work with the funk and R&B group Cameo during the late 1970s and early 1980s. Born in the United States, Cooper's distinctive high-range vocals contributed to Cameo's signature sound, which blended funk, soul, and R&B influences. The group achieved significant success with hits like Word Up and Candy, with Cooper's voice adding a unique texture to their music. Cooper's career was cut short when he died of AIDS-related complications in 1984 during the early years of the AIDS epidemic. His death was among the many losses in the funk and R&B communities during this period, reflecting the widespread impact of the disease on artists across genres. Cooper's falsetto remains a memorable element of Cameo's influential sound. The legacy of these R&B stars goes far beyond their final days. Their voices, their passion, and their impact still echo through every note and lyric. If this video opened your eyes or reminded you of the power of music, don't keep it to yourself. Drop a comment below. Which of these artists touched your life the most? Or is there someone we missed that you think deserves to be remembered? Hit that like button if you learned something new. Subscribe for more untold music stories. And don't forget to ring the bell so you never miss a deep dive into music history. Thanks for watching.